وعشق ما له آخر وأمجاد مسطرة ترى في أمس الحاضر دبي زالت الدنيا وعشق ما له آخر وأمجاد مسطرة ترى في أمس الحاضر تحييكم وتهديكم ورود العمر والخاطر فأهلا يا ضيوف دبي وسهلا في ربوع دبي يا سلام يا سلام يا سلام يا سلام يا سلام يا دبي يا سلام يا دبي يا سلام يا سلام يا سلام يا سلام يا سلام يا دبي.
أعزائي المشاهدين، أهلا وسهلا بكم من جديد مع برنامجكم الأسبوعي برنامج رؤيتي. كما عودناكم في كل أسبوع نستضيف لكم خيرة من دولة الإمارات قصة نجاح أتتنا إلى الدولة منذ عام 1975. Mr. Deepak, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
We are so lucky to be here in your beautiful office in Dubai. Our team said to you, welcome in our program.
Pleasure is ours.
And we would like to know about yourself. Who's Mr. Deepak when he comes to this country at the first time and what he's doing at this moment?
I came here in 1976. We did some design work when I was studying in the final year college there for some contractors who had come there, and they offered me to come and join. I said I still have 3-4 months to complete my college, and they said probably maybe there is no other opportunity later. So I told them, look, this opportunity also I never had. So I declined and I continued to complete my studies there. On the very last day when I finished, they were again there. They came to my house and they said, are you free now? I said, yes, I am. And this was 30th October 1976. They told me 4th November, come and join us. I was tired of, finishing my college thesis, everything. So I requested them, give me some more time at least. I will join you, definitely. So I could postpone it by 7 days. So I landed here 11th November 76.
We come to this country, we was in our country, then we come to UAE. What the difference between your country and UAE then?
Our country in those days, architects, there was not much work for them. Architecture was not even so well recognized by the people.
Yes.
If somebody wants to build a house, the old man of the house can design and make things himself. So there was a limitations, and we don't come from a family who is well connected, and you could get projects and you could get jobs. So for me, we were all on the lookout, and being young, I said, why not let's go out and explore what is outside. We can always, if we fail, we can always come back. Our home is there. So came here in 76. Of course, there was nothing much here as well. It was very hard for me to think at that time that I'll spend my lifetime. But the opportunities which were coming your way while you were here were keeping you so busy and so rewarding that it continued my journey till date.
After 2 days from the first job in UAE, you feel the people, they're not here for working, so you're looking for someone to work.
Pardon me?
What is the story? The story after 2 days from this job, you take it. After 2 days, you say the people they don't like to work. I'm the only one who want to work. This is what you feel in the company?
People are not dedicated, you
Yes.
know, and my goal always was, when I was studying, that I will set up my own business. I want to be my own boss. So that is in you. So wherever I worked, people used to think as if I own those companies. I had a company which I came in, they closed down they had to reduce their size of company in 77 in July. But the owner, he said, no, not you. I'll keep you for even if I don't have so much work, but I want you to stay with us. So that's the kind of thing you achieve with the companies you work for, and that sets you to learn more about the businesses. Without putting in your extra effort, you will never be exposed to those extra things which are important if you plan to set up your own business.
And how many years you sit until you open your own business?
I worked till full time till 92.
92.
Yes. I moved from in 78, 79. I worked with in Ras Al Khaimah. We were doing Ras Al Khaimah township with some consulting office from UK, and from there on I was appointed by Ras Al Khaimah poultry farm, the first poultry farm which came up in Digdaga in Ras Al Khaimah. I was representing clients' interest, so we did that project. I saved a lot of money by being there, did lot of work myself by employing people, and my construction story started there itself while I was with them, and they were happy that someone is taking care, making them save, making them spend. It's important, you know, and I was also very young. I didn't know so much at that time what I learned over the period of time. So that gave me a good exposure. They told me, you establish a company and we have a plan to expand the poultry farm. That was in 1980. I made a license. I had worked for 2 years. I hadn't gone out, no holiday, nothing. And I made my license. The company name was Deep Construction, which is
Deepak.
yeah. And I went on leave. I knew that I come back after 3 months. We have a project to start, and I came. I got engaged, came back here, and the poultry farm was not doing well. So they decided not to go ahead with the extension. I had no much opportunities, so whatever little money we had earned while I was working from 76 to 80, I could see it's gone. So I had to close down that construction company, and the next I had to look for a job, and I got a job in Sharjah. So I felt really good moving to Sharjah from Ras Al Khaimah, and I was in my heart used to feel you are getting closer to your destiny, because Dubai was the land of bigger opportunities.
Sure.
Ras Al Khaimah was very limited opportunities there.
Sure. And the growth started from Dubai.
So I came, joined them in 81. I got married in 81. My wife came. We were all working until 85. Then in 85 they decided to downsize that company. So it's one of the big companies we don't need to name.
Which was your ad?
They started a cladding industry, okay, and I started selling cladding for them. You know, I did a sales manager's job for them, but I took that new business from zero to nearly 100 million turnover. We worked very, very hard at that in that time.
Starting the first project or the first from Jabal Ali area,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Then when we choose to be a business owner in UAE or in anywhere, so we have to choose our staff.
Yeah.
As a staff, the first 10 people there, 5 of them or 6, they're still with you already until now.
Yeah.
So tell me, how did you choose these employees from the first time?
The 10 visas which we got first time, I had to go to Delhi to recruit some people. I knew some, so we recruited 10 people, which was one foreman, one typist, that time typing, not computers, and 2-3 carpenters, 2-3 masons, and 2-3 laborers, like that. We collected a team of 10 which has all kind of talents to make a building, and that's where the journey started. 2 or 3 of them retired and gone back, and they actually gone back a year or 2 back, and the others are still with us.
This what is meaning, it's a strong relation with your employees or with your team. Now we talk about more than 1,000 employees you have in your companies.
Yeah.
So how you keep this relation more strong, Mr. Deepak?
You know, you have to be with them. They are your family.
Yes.
If you see, I cannot go and lay bricks. I cannot go and do what they are good at. I can only bring in the business, but somebody has to carry it.
Sure.
If they don't carry it, I'm nobody, I'm nothing.
When I talk about the chairman who have a family and wife and I have 1,000 people, when you have a time to let all of them,
yes,
give them their time,
yeah,
you say.
yeah. I'm, you know, I created a system for myself. The system from the beginning, when I was working or I started my own business. When I am at work, I am for the work. I don't look anything beyond that. And if I am at home, I don't think about work. So I don't carry home to work or work to home. So that decides that you have a quality time to whatever you are doing. With our 1,000 employees, you know, they don't need to call me. They can just walk in. That's the facility they have. I have never stopped anyone, although sometimes people say, why do you have time? I said, yes, they are all come because of us. If I don't listen to their problem, who will? And that's why we don't have a big HR division to take care. I rather listen to the problem from the guy himself and try to do the best I can. I may not be able to solve all his problems, but I feel that they also feel relieved that if they have a problem, they can go and meet.
1992, when I talk about this time, it's the booming is starting in Dubai.
Yes.
So in the booming, so many companies start working, the construction started to grow very fast.
Yeah.
2000, 2008, until 2008, it's the high or the limited of the booming.
Yeah.
What you was doing that time?
92, after the Gulf War, you know, I had set up my little base in Jabal Ali, and I knew I could feel the potential and the vibes of that place to go, and it's gone past what I was thinking actually today. So we met few clients, and I used to think, how I'm a newcomer, I'm a new starter. There are a lot of big contractors, a lot of big people around. What do I have special which they don't have? So I used to question myself these things, and the answer I used to get that I'm an architect. They are all civil engineers, you know. So I wanted to set up a design and build business there, where the clients come from outside. They don't know people. They don't want to go from one shop to another, you know, a team of people, and you could give them one-stop service. And I did that first project, second, and we added a lot of value engineering to the experience I had, or the way I used to look at the project. And I still don't have a marketing team. The marketing is word of mouth.
Yes.
What you leave behind speaks for you. So we did Swarovski, then we did Nissan, then we did Black & Decker, Volvo, General Electric, Procter & Gamble, endless list of all these big multinationals who came in there. They used to get our reference from wherever we have worked in the past.
Construction, it's mean a trust. It's
Yes.
built on a trust.
Yes.
Trust. When I talk about the contractor, in the middle there is a consultant, subcontractor, there is a owner, there is
Yeah.
people, there is employees. So to let all of them accept your idea or your respect what you are saying, it's very hard. How you can keep your word?
It's not hard.
How?
You know, first thing, you have to be true to what you do. Second thing, I when I started, I said I will not work for money. I will only work to do some good work. I'm a professional. You know, you go to a doctor, and if he gives you a wrong medicine or cuts you wrong, how do you feel? It's the same thing. This is an architecture, it's a profession. Do everything professionally right. Don't look at that money part first, and then you will always cut corners. So being in the design and build, there is no one actually supervising you. It becomes your moral responsibility that you do things right. Don't cut corners. Add where you have missed out. So end product, when it's done, it speaks for you. And this is what we did. I did first project with Rostamani Group in 89 or 90. It was only a first job in Fujairah for 350,000 dirhams. And I went there, we did it. We had no resources that time, but I had to compile resources to get it done. He was so happy after he saw what we did. He gave me a job which was 21,000 square meters of warehouses in Awir. You know, and that was the beginning of my relation with Mr. Rostamani, which lasted till he passed away recently. We did his Nissan showroom, we did Infiniti showroom, we did Suzuki showrooms, we did their stores, their workshops, their anything for last 22 years. We used to just sit and agree and just go ahead and do. So that's the trust you have to create. And you can only create by being very honest. And honesty pays.
Yes.
At the end of the day.
Design in multicultural country. You have to talk about the multicultural, and every culture they have their own way. They like high places, low places, they high open areas. So how we can all these cultures accept our products or our design?
You know, you are interacting with all the cultures all the time. You know, all you have to keep yourself open to adapt to the way every culture performs. If you take into consideration people around you, it's very easy to manage. It's only when we ignore and we try to enforce something, things don't work.
So when I talk about 2008, 2009, it was that time a crisis in all the worlds. His Highness Sheikh Mohammed, he say it's not a crisis, it's a challenge. It was a crisis or challenge? For
Absolutely. I believe every day the challenge, and when things go down to the bottom, that's the bigger challenge. And to come out of that makes you so strong. And I think what you have done in the past, I see here, even in UAE, when in 2008 things were down, but the vision of infrastructure was still continuing, because they knew once these bridges, which were slowed, but there was still continuity of work going on, that the moment we come out of all this is going to pay back. So it's a very strong vision what you see in the ruler's mind. They have created one of the best infrastructures. I don't think they need to worry. People are looking forward to be here.
His Highness Sheikh Rashid, when he started Jabal Ali,
Yeah.
all the people get shocked because it's very far in the desert, and you are the one who would choose to open your company in Jabal Ali. So
I think this port was made in early 80s.
yes.
And we didn't know. One day in the newspaper I saw they are making a free zone. Okay, and this was probably one of the first free zones starting. And I had a lot of experience of cladding, because of the manufacturing work we did with the previous company. So I knew there will be only steel buildings, there will be cladding, there will be all these so that suddenly struck me, why this will be the place to put your hand in. First of all, it's new, it's raw, not many people are there, and you could start looking, and once you start looking, the way starts opening for you. And this is exactly what happened.
Before maybe 5 or 6 years, we start celebrate that Expo coming to this community, Expo 2020, and everyone talk about it. Corona changed the world, changed the time, changed everything.
Yeah.
So what Corona changed with City Diamond?
Corona slowed down a bit. I think when things slow down, you take a little back seat and rethink how you can get back. This is a pandemic which not expected by anybody. Nobody knew the extent of damage it can do, so your strong footing can bail you out from such situations. Luckily, the construction sector was not stopped. Even in the lockdown period, construction was still on. We had very challenging projects in hand. We were doing English college. College has to open in August, so there is a deadline. We were doing Emirates Airlines Pavilion. We are doing Indian Pavilion. We were doing Enoch Futuristic Petrol Pump. They are all at the Expo. And we were doing one e-commerce warehouse, which was 35,000 square meters of built-up area. The commitments were already there to be handed over in July. So it all was happening at the time when the pandemic was at its peak, and construction commitments were also there. So we had few cases, we had to quarantine them, we had to follow all the rules and whatever was needed to make everybody comfortable, but I think we all achieved everything.
To reach to number one, it's hard, but the hardest is to stay on the same level. His Highness Sheikh Mohammed was saying. What's the meaning of that? How we can do it? How we can be number one?
You know, the only way you can be number one or whatever number you have to continue to compete with yourself. Okay. The more you compete, the more you want to. Numbers will be given by somebody. You know what you are actually working for, and number is not so important if somebody says. For me, I don't set those targets personally, but does not mean that I don't want to be there where everybody should appreciate. Yes.
Always I love our works. So, but there is a special thing or special love for some works. So, what is your special project you like when you do it during your life?
The first very special project, which is still special for me, is Swarovski. Yeah. It's the Swarovski head office and training center. That was done at the time when I had very, very limited resources. I stood there myself for days and nights to get that executed. We added a lot of special features to that. Even Swarovski company, they are very, very particular about the quality and the details of. I had visited Watton's, their head office there, and they used to come here with their engineering teams. So you have to actually give and take and they used to appreciate the ideas which we were sharing with them.
When I walk in your office, I see many awards, many certificates, many thanks from many companies that you did for them. So, but when I get shocked when you follow the cricket, so it's mean you have a time for yourself also, even in cricket, what you like, you're sponsoring, you are still following up. So
cricket is a passion for all of us, especially Indians. They would love to do anything. This actually binds everyone together. It's like a religion, and I thought there is a lot of talent here. If we can work with them, sponsor them, make some tournaments for them so they can play. So we started off almost 30 years ago, and it's still continuing. I selected 2 tournaments to sponsor. One of them is UAE National Day, and the second one is our India Independence.
And your team, what?
Our team is, sometimes my sons, they participate. We have not made our team, but it's open to any team to come and participate.
It's mean this is the time you give it also for your employees to make
yes,
election between them.
They can come, they can play. They sometimes do. Some of them are cricket fans and they are into cricket. They join. They come and play. It's like a family outing for them, and people from all over UAE, they come and play and participate.
And in India, you do something for cricket?
No, I didn't get enough time to devote. But if we can do things here, I think that should be enough.
Before the interview, I asked you if you push your son to work with you. You say, I will never push or force anybody to come here.
No.
So one of your sons?
I never pushed any one of them. But the elder one, because when he was in 10th standard in the school, he decided that I will do architecture only. And I could guess the influence he had from me, influence he had from my father-in-law, who was also architect. My elder brother is architect, and there were a lot of architects in our families. And being the elder son, maybe he was more in touch with all of them and could hear what we talk when we get together. So he was a little more influenced and decided that this is the right thing for him to do. But the younger son said, no, I don't want to be an architect. We said, fine. He was very good in computer engineering, and he decided to go for that. He spent, I think, 6 to 8 months in US doing his computer engineering, and decided, no, I'm not enjoying it. So we said, okay, whatever else you want to do. He said, I would try civil engineering. And that's how he went into civil engineering and ended up doing his master's in construction management.
So when I ask about the leader, so always he have a vision. I ask you, where is your target? You say, I never set a target.
Yeah. There's no need to set targets. There's enough that you can work and continue to work and achieve. If I set a target, then I will limit myself to achieve that target. Or if I fail to achieve, I don't believe. Every day is a challenge. Take it, work within your limits. You can compete with yourself and motivate yourself to do better every day in every field.
When I talk about the Jabal Ali, or first your time when you say about I want to own a free zone company, it's meaning you don't like to be partner with anybody in the work. That's meaning in the business I will talk about the subcontractors. You choose subcontractors or no? You don't have?
No, I had to do backward integration. We started off as a civil contractors, and I had to depend on electromechanical contractor, joinery contractor, aluminium contractors, and no matter how good you do, somebody will let you down, and it's your name at stake.
Sure.
So that made me to decide to open these companies of your own. They support the main, but you can control your timing, you can control your quality, you can control everything. So we ended up setting up MEPTEC as electromechanical. We did DRA product design industry, which does joinery, aluminium, stainless steel. So it's like a one-stop shop. You can control the project, you can deliver the project, you can divert your resources depending on the requirement. So it's very little that you need to rely on subcontractors.
UAE, all UAE, we make projects in all 7 Emirates, right? In 7 Emirates,
Yes, 7
make
Emirates,
projects.
yes.
When you take a project out of UAE, or there is no time for it?
Out of UAE, construction is not easy to carry everywhere.
Sure.
It needs you 100%, and that's one reason. We were getting enough opportunities here, so there was no need to look for outside. Outside business, I started logistics business in India.
To bring your materials?
Yes. Because I built most of the logistics in Dubai, in Jabal Ali. I even did Danata Sky Cargo Terminal for Emirates Airlines in 2006 and 7. When you are flying in and out, you see that huge Sky Cargo terminal. And I had a lot of experience in being design and build in how the whole thing works. And I was even building and subleasing these warehouses for logistics. And I found it's probably relatively an easy business to expand and an alternate business to what we are doing. So I carried that into India. And India still has a huge potential on logistics. Logistics, as I said, now e-commerce business. I mean, we built one, we handed over that in July. Now we're doing a second one.
So that's why you choose Jabal Ali, because they need some construction company there to build it.
Yes. There are many companies, but you create your own niche of your strength. That's how it is.
What about the future? Where do you see your company after 5 years?
I think the future is bright here. I mean, from 76, nothing to where we are today, speaks for itself. I don't see anything negative about the place. It's been a wonderful journey of 44, 45 years of me here. And the way the rulers or they're looking at the place to be as number one, I think you are already there. You will be far ahead of anywhere in the world. The way they are looking at.
Last Ramadan, you meet or you see Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid.
No, not last. I think 2 or 3 years back. Yeah.
When you see His Highness, what the first things come in your mind?
You know, his aura, it's really very interesting to even see. We didn't have much time to talk or discuss anything. It's more seeing each other and greeting for the Ramadan. But he's a great man. He has done wonders for this place. God bless everything for them. I think every citizen here is so happy and so thankful to what has been given to him.
The wife is an important part in the man life, and in the business life, your wife was supporter. Tell me how.
You know, in the beginning, she has done masters in English from India, and she had no plans to work. But my plan was always to start something, to be independent. I don't want to be working for somebody. And so I said, let's start something. And she started, I was still working. So we opened the office, we started the work. She trained herself in computers. She was handling accounts for our company for first 6 years.
Oh.
We created our own accounting systems. We didn't know. So she managed everything perfect for 6 years while my 2 sons were growing up, without disturbing them. So she worked also very hard, and we could not employ in the beginning too many people. So you have to put everything yourself of what you have to make it work.
So it's Valentine time now. So what you can say to your wife in this moment?
You know, she is a wonderful gift to me, because we got engaged on the Valentine's Day in 1981.
So then, this day you complete?
This Valentine's Day we are completing 40 years together.
Wow.
So it's just a coincidence of your question. What can you offer? You have lived for each other, and I hope the journey continues.
Around 1,000 sons with you in the company, and 2 sons also. So, and all the newcomers in the world, what you advise them before they start any business or any work?
You know, my advice is to work hard and be true to yourself. Never say something and do something. This will build you forever. You will be really happy if you just concentrate on what you want to achieve and do it very well. For me, hard work is the key.
Hard work to reach for your target or your vision.
Hard work, and you compete with yourself.
After Corona, the world is changed and the timing is changed, and now everything is going to online way.
Yeah.
So what we did with online way in City Diamond?
You know, our business cannot be done online. We have to be physically on site to produce buildings. But our purchasing can be online.
Yes.
You know, So a lot of purchasing is now online.
After that, this community which started here from Sheikh Zayed, the one who started the first vision in UAE, then the son of Zayed, they make UAE number one in the world.
Yeah.
Peace and safe country, I think it's fair enough to start our business here. So what we have to say for UAE leaders and government for this peace and safe country? What we have to say for UAE leaders and government for this peace and safe country?
You know, this is a remarkable achievement by the government here. We are over 200 nationalities living in peace under one roof. Everybody is given whatever freedom he needs. It's a very, very great environment created by the government. So people are so happy and thankful. And the world is looking to be here. I have seen that times and times again.
Mr. Deepak, we are so thankful to be one of our guests today and welcome again our program. Thank you very much.
Thank you for
يا سلام